Big blind is $30. Small blind is $15. Missed calls.
I fold.
Raise.
The gentleman calls. The madam calls.
I fold.
Flop.
Check.
Raise.
I fold.
Fold.
I fold.
The winner takes $1,055.
I fold. I fold.
I fold.
Call.
I raise.
Call.
The gentleman calls.
Check.
Raise.
The gentleman calls. Turn.
I fold.
The winner takes $950. The missed
I
calls.
raise.
I fold.
Fold. Call.
I fold. I fold.
The gentleman calls. The gentleman calls.
Raise.
The gentleman calls.
Call.
Turn.
Check.
Slow.
River. The winner takes $3,850. Big blind is $50. Small blind is $25. The madam calls.
Fold. Slow.
The missed
I
calls.
raise. I fold.
The gentleman
I
calls.
fold.
Flop.
I raise. Check.
All in with $970. We've got a winner with $2,170.
Call.
The gentleman calls.
Slow.
I fold. Check.
Flop.
I raise.
Fold.
The gentleman
I
calls.
fold.
Turn.
Check.
The winner takes $1,965.
Slow.
I fold.
The madam calls. Missed calls. Flop.
Check.
The madam calls. Turn.
I raise. I fold.
The winner
That's it.
takes $760.
Slow.
The missed call. The madam calls. Flop.
I fold. I raise.
Fold.
The winner takes $470. Big blind is $100. Small blind is $50.
I fold.
The miss calls. The madam calls.
Fold.
Flop.
Check.
Check. I raise.
The miss calls.
Fold.
I fold. Check. Check. I raise.
The madam calls. Split pot.
That's it. Move 'em over. I fold. I fold.
The madam calls.
Call. Call. Check.
Flop.
Check. Check.
Check. I raise.
Fold. Fold. Fold.
I fold. Check. I raise.
The
That's
winner
it.
takes
Move 'em
$1,472. The miss calls.
Fold. Fold. Fold.
The miss calls.
Check. I raise.
The miss calls.
I fold.
All in with $2,291. River. We've got a winner with $3,591.
That's it. Move 'em over.
Fold. Fold. Call.
Flop.
I raise.
The miss calls.
Fold.
The madam calls. Turn.
Check. Check.
The madam calls. River.
Check.
The miss calls. All in with $715. The winner takes $3,325.
The chips.
Big blind is $150. Small blind is $75.
Call. Call.
I raise.
Call. Call. Call.
I raise.
All in with $370.
Fold.
Turn. River. The winner takes $2,405.
Give me the chips.
Call.
The madam calls.
Raise.
I fold.
Turn.
Check.
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 We've got a winner with $2,080.
That's it. Move 'em over.
I
The
fold.
miss
I
calls.
fold.
The madam calls. The madam calls.
Check.
Flop.
I raise. I
The
fold.
miss calls. The madam calls.
Fold.
Turn.
Check. Check. Check.
The madam calls. The winner takes
Give me
$3,312.
the chips. I fold. I
The
fold.
miss calls. The madam calls. The gentleman calls.
Call.
I fold.
I raise. I fold.
The winner takes $2,715.
That's it. Move him over.
Big blind is $200. Small blind is $100. The madam calls. The madam calls.
Check. Check. I raise. I fold. I fold. I fold.
Turn.
I raise.
The gentleman calls.
I raise.
The miss calls. We've got a winner with $10,612.
Give me the chips.
The miss calls. The gentleman calls. The miss calls. The miss calls.
I raise. I fold.
The miss
I
calls.
fold.
The madam calls. Turn.
I raise.
The gentleman calls.
I fold.
All in with $1,780. We've got a winner with $7,230.
The chips. I fold.
The gentleman calls.
I fold.
The madam
I
calls.
fold.
The madam calls.
I raise.
The miss calls. All in with 800 flop. All in with $1,674. River. We've got a winner with $3,744.
That's it. Move him over.
I fold.
The madam calls. The miss calls. The madam calls.
I fold.
The miss calls. Turn.
Check. Check. Check.
All in with $3,744. We've got a winner with $5,614. Big blind is $400. Small blind is $200.
I fold.
The miss calls. The miss calls. The madam calls. The gentleman calls. Flop.
Check.
I raise. I fold.
I fold.
Turn. The winner takes $3,554.
The chips.
The miss calls.
Check.
Flop.
I raise.
I fold.
The miss
I
calls.
fold. Check.
The gentleman calls. The madam calls. All in with $2,474. We've got a winner with $8,222.
I fold.
I fold.
Check.
Player checks.
I raise. I fold.
The gentleman calls. River.
I raise.
We've got a winner with $7,440. The gentleman
I
calls.
fold.
The madam calls. Flop.
Check. I raise.
The gentleman calls in
I
with $1,034.
Check.
River. We've got a winner with $5,112. Big blind is $600. The miss calls.
I
Check.
raise.
The gentleman calls.
I fold.
River. We've got a winner with $6,520.
Check.
Flop.
I raise.
All in with $1,060. Turn. River. We've
That's
got a
it.
winner with
Move 'em over.
$2,724. The gentleman calls. Flop. River. We've got a winner with $7,622.
Exit. Move him over. Check.
Flop.
I fold.
The winner takes $1,800. Big blind is $800.
I fold.
The winner takes $1,200.
Check.
Flop.
Check.
The winner takes $8,222.
I raise.
The gentleman calls.
I raise.
We've got a winner with $8,185. Flop.
I raise.
The winner takes $4,260. Big blind is $1,200.
I fold.
The winner takes $1,800. The gentleman calls. Flop.
Check.
The winner takes $12,582.
I fold.
We've got a winner with $3,600. The gentleman calls.
Check.
Flop.
I raise.
We've got a winner with $4,480. Big blind is $1,600. The gentleman calls.
I raise.
We've got a winner with $9,430. The gentleman calls. Player checks.
I fold.
We've got a winner with $4,800. The gentleman calls. Flop.
Check.
All in with $14,182. We've got a winner with $19,902. All in with $19,902. The winner takes $21,502. Big blind is $2,000.
Not fold.
The winner takes $3,000.
Not fold.
We've got a winner with $6,000. The gentleman calls.
Flop. Check. I fold.
We've got a winner with $10,000.
Check. Not fold.
We've got a winner with $6,000. Big blind is $3,000.
I fold.
We've got a winner with $4,500. Turn. All in with $11,002. We've got a winner with $17,002. The gentleman calls. All in with $7,718. The winner takes $13,718. The gentleman calls.
Check.
Flop.
Not fold.
The winner takes $9,000. Big blind is $4,000.
Not fold.
The winner takes $6,000. The gentleman calls. All in with $6,002. Turn. The winner takes $12,004.